up, y'all? This is 10X Generation, and this is my road to $1 billion. So, man, so much has happened in the last couple of days. So much stuff has happened, and it's just like crazy. And I don't want to get into all of it. I know that is the purpose of these videos, is to get into it. But instead of going into every little detailed situation, I kind of want to extrapolate so that I'm not releasing private information, obviously, and just so the lessons. Because really, what's important isn't the exact situation of what's happening; it's the lessons, and just distilling the knowledge from the situation. It's just I think it's the best way to move forward. So yeah, just at a high level, I have a new application that's coming out. This is going to be the best application I've ever created, right? I have a partner who's in place to do a lot of the stuff that I have historically not been good at. The marketing, the partnerships, the branding, the imaging, and things have been, not, I wouldn't even say rocky, but they've been good. Of course, not perfect, but they've been good. I think we work very well together. But this third party, right as we're about to release, this third party wants to come in and snatch up kind of the pie. And he has an emotional tie to the partner. And in wanting the relationship between the original relationship to work out, I kind of went along with it, and things have just been getting gradually worse and worse and worse and worse and worse until it reached the helm where it's just like, this is completely not acceptable. Different lines have been breached, and the conclusion is that I kind of had to just put my foot down and just be like, no, this isn't happening. This guy will have no part of what we're creating and needs to be exited out immediately. And that, and here's the other thing. I knew that from the beginning, but I didn't have a good enough reason. I didn't have a good enough reason. So really what I was doing, and I noticed this about myself, I do this a lot. I'll have an initial feeling or idea about something, and it's not out of fear. Like, you kind of tell, at least with me, I could kind of tell where different feelings are coming from when it's fear or just being uncomfortable. Those are a little different, but this one came from a feeling of distrusting, like I don't trust this third party, and I'll wait until a reason comes up, right, so that I can explain myself. I was telling the whole situation to my little brother, and he was like, yo, Joshua, bro, you are way too soft, bro. If he would have did that, bro, he would have been exited out immediately. And I'm like, well, I don't want to be hasty with my decisions, because personally, I don't think Xing somebody out or whatever simply because it just feels weird or uncomfortable is the best reason. But at the same time, maybe I should have been a little bit more stubborn. I don't know. It kind of bleeds into emotionality. I think emotions are really important when making decisions, but they shouldn't be the sole determiner. If you don't feel like this, or this feels weird, or this makes you this way, that is useful data, but it shouldn't be the sole reason why you're doing things. And I speak a lot about this on this channel about alignment between the various parts of yourself. And I wait for alignment in order to make good decisions. And this is one of result of that. I emotionally feel like I don't really trust this guy, but logically I won't have a particular reason, or this other emotional side will kind of have a different answer based on the context of what's happening. And I'll wait. And I don't know, a lot of people, like everyone who I've talked to about this situation who has more details kind of say the same thing. It's like, why are you going so slow? But I personally think this is how you make aligned decisions. Haste makes waste. You know, something could, I think you need a bit of time to mull over and gather more data before you can make an actually good decision. But what did I learn from this? What did I learn from this? The biggest thing that I learned is that you have to have procedures and you have to have order of operations. So you can extract away the emotionality, even the logic of a decision, and put it into a procedure. So in this case, you do not get any percentage, you do not get any share, you do not get any royalties, or you do not get anything within the company without first doing time. You have to put in a certain amount of time into the company. And that is the procedure and the order of operation that I had in my head that somewhat stalled the situation so that he didn't get let in immediately, right? It stalled the situation. So having procedures and sticking and being hard on those procedures, not wavering. Because the guy, he was like, yeah, I want to come in and take this percent. I will be useful in these things. And my partner was like, me and him have been tremendously successful in this other business. He's very valuable. We should have him. And I said, okay, I do not doubt that he is good at what he does, and I do not doubt that he could be a valuable asset. It's just that the procedure, the correct order of operations is you do not get percentage immediately walking in the door. You do not get monetization rights or whatever else. First, you do time. I put in a bunch of time into this company, and I haven't seen a penny from this particular company yet. Right? You put in time, then you get the reward. Same thing with my partner. Put in time, eventually we'll get the reward. You coming in on day one, getting immediate reward doesn't make any sense. So having procedures that almost take the decision making out of it. So I'm not even making a decision, I'm following a procedure. And it's hard to argue with procedure, right? That's just not how we do things. First you do this. If you don't want to follow the procedure, you're going to have to kind of go somewhere else. So I think that is the best, I think that's the major lesson taken from this. Not that people are evil, not that people are trying to take what you have, not that people, not that people are swayed by emotions or whatever, because that's all known. Everyone knows all that. The lesson is that there is procedures. And this lesson can be extrapolated to all areas of life. In relationships, right? There is procedure. There's a procedure, right? There's an order of operations, and for relationships to happen, and acceleration or skipping over things can lead to issues. So yeah. That's really it. This is kind of a short video. I cannot wait to get this application out so that I can go. Oh, let me tell you something else that happened. Well, I won't even. Yeah, I won't go into all that. But yeah, it's been such an interesting past 2 weeks. It feels like life is really hitting me. And I gotta say, I love it. I love it. I have systems in place. I have created awesome routines and practices that help me stay balanced in these kind of turbulent times, in relationships, out of relationships, right? In business dealings and out of business dealings and the stress of that. And then I have, I kind of spoke about some of this on the previous video, but like issues going on with the job and medical stuff and just a whole bunch of different things that are going on. And I can say I feel very solid. I feel good. It almost excites me a little bit because it's like, finally, I can put into practice and I can really test the things that I have discussed and meditated on and journaled about. I can see it really being put to the test. And it's exciting because I see that it is working. It's working. I do not find myself being like little things like being late for appointments. I do not find myself missing, like, when you're rushing and you start to forget little things. That can happen I think in life too. Like when too much is happening at one time and you're not able to deal with it, other important aspects start to get turned down and you start lagging behind in other aspects. That hasn't happened amidst all the things that are going on. So yeah, I think that's really, 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 really cool. And it speaks to the importance of that time of going into yourself and developing yourself. But yeah, that's really it. So thank you all so much for watching. This is 10X Generation, and I'll see you guys next time.